Hey everybody, welcome back to the Progressive Voice. Today we are breaking news that Hillary Clinton's campaign is back in the race. So specifically we heard from her lawyer and the campaign's lawyer known as Marc Elias or Elias, I'm not sure. We're going to go with Elias for this video. So anyways, basically he put out a statement saying he will be compliant and participating in Jill Stein's recount request that she has put in, which is successful. It will happen. Obviously the numbers aren't in yet. It'll take a while for those to come in, but the recount is on. So I'm going to give some quotes here, CNN. We got lots of information. If you do want to see the article, link will be in the description to learn more. According to CNN, nearly 3 weeks after Election Day, Hillary Clinton's campaign said on Saturday that it would participate in a recount process in Wisconsin incited by a third-party candidate and would join any potential recounts in 2 other closely contested states, Pennsylvania and Michigan. So basically, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan were all 3 losses by Clinton. And if she had won all 3 of those states, she still would have won the election, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. And the margins of loss were pretty small there. But I know what you guys are thinking, like, how would a recount magically give her more votes? So this is very controversial. We won't know until the recount happens, which is why I'm for the recount, because it'll prove people one way or another. So a lot of people want to say the Russians did something. I don't really think that's true. Some people go as far as to say Hillary's going to lose votes because of dead people voting and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's retarded too. But anyways, let's move on. Another quote. Quote, the Clinton campaign held out little hope of success in any of the 3 states and said it had seen no, quote, actionable evidence of vote hacking that might taint the results or otherwise provide new grounds for challenging Donald J. Trump's victory. But as suggested, it was going along with the recount effort to assure supporters that it was doing everything possible to verify hacking by Russia or other irregularities had not affected the results. Okay, so this is interesting. So, again, this kind of reiterates the point that they're mainly trying to bandwagon onto this idea that the Russians had tampered with the actual election, the election results. So that's quite interesting in my opinion. I don't think it's true. I don't think they really had anything to do with it, but that's why we should have a recount, because then we can find out. Also, they explain how they realistically have no evidence, right? But they're just making some bullshit Russian shit up because they feel a gasp of new life. They feel, oh, we're hearing about some people saying that these the electronic voting systems were banned in other states, and maybe, they were hacked or something, and with the recount, maybe we can win. So they're bandwagoning, and if it weren't for Jill Stein, these suckers would be dead in the ground. So another quote here, quote, in a post on Medium, Marc Elias, the Clinton team's general counsel, said the campaign would take part in the Wisconsin recount being set off by Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate, and would also participate if Miss Stein made good on her plans to seek recounts in Michigan and Pennsylvania. Mrs. Clinton lost those 3 states by a total of little more than 100,000 votes, sealing her electoral college defeat by Mr. Trump. Okay, so there are small margins in each state, but if you think about it, a recount would have to bring up some crazy results to actually overturn it, because they are thousands within the thousands, and most of the time tens of thousands in each state. So even though it's like a 0.1%, that's still a lot of votes that'll have to magically show up or disappear. So again, some people say that Hillary has more votes and she's actually going to lose votes because of the dead vote or whatever. And then some people are saying from the Democratic side that the Russians hacked the systems and voted more for him and tampered with it. They don't really have much details on that, and I kind of know those both aren't really true, but that's why we should have a recount yet again. So here's the thing. If she actually wins all 3 of these states, somehow, some way, let me throw that in somehow, some way, because it's going to take Jesus, God's luck, the government, and the world's economy, not literally, but, that type of luck, to actually win this, because if she somehow gets all 3 states, she actually wins the election, because she will have more electoral votes than he will. So if you think about that, even if you think about that, if she won all 3 of those states and she would have lost Ohio and Florida, she still would have won the election. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, that's not what this is about. So another quote, he added, quote, now that a recount has been initiated in Wisconsin, we intend to participate in order to ensure the process proceeds in a manner that is fair to all sides. Bullshit. I'm calling your bullshit out. That is the most bullshit reason ever. You want to try to win. You don't want to be there because, I'm afraid they're going to be unfair in the recount. It's a great excuse bullshit to bring out, but I'm calling bullshit right there. Anyways, so to quickly wrap it up, Clinton campaign is jumping back in. They are all on the bandwagon for Jill Stein. All the Hillary supporters screaming, oh, I hate you, Gary Johnson and Jill Stein. You guys ruined our vote. You took votes away from the Democratic Party. All those motherfuckers are now the biggest Jill Stein fans in the world right now. Jill Stein is so popular among these people, it's unreal. So you guys are just bandwagons, and so is the Clinton campaign. And the recount is on, and let's see what happens, guys. Let's see if it's legit or not. Let's see what happens. So much controversy, right? Let the recount go on.